So now President Trump decides to lift the ban on Huawei. Something's happening. Let's talk about it. Let's go. To be honest with you, after listening to him lift the ban, I'm still confused. Let's watch him say it. Go ahead.
We did discuss numerous other things. We mentioned Huawei. I said we'll have to save that till the very end. We'll have to see. One of the things I will allow, however, is a lot of people are surprised. We send and we sell to Huawei a tremendous amount of product that goes into the various things that they make, and I said that that's okay, that we will keep selling that product. These are American companies, John, that make product, and that's very complex, by the way, highly scientific, and in some cases we're the ones that do it, and we're the only ones that do it. We're the only ones with the technology. What we've done in Silicon Valley is incredible, actually, and nobody's been able to compete with it, and I've agreed, and pretty easily, I've agreed to allow them to continue to sell that product, so American companies will continue. And they were having a problem. The companies were not exactly happy that they couldn't sell because they had nothing to do with whatever was potentially happening with respect to Huawei.
Hello everybody, my name is JP Hat Tech, and this channel is all about tech, unboxing reviews, and hot tech news. So if you're all about knowing exactly what's happening in the tech industry before anybody else, or you're just fanatic of tech, you love tech just like me, well, this channel is for you. Go ahead and smack the subscribe button, activate the bell icon while you're at it so you do not miss any episode we release on this channel. So as you see, he lifted the ban. However, there's no specifics. We don't know exactly how Huawei will be doing business moving forward. There's something we need to understand for those of you who do not know. Huawei is the #1 world telecom supplier and the #2 worldwide phone manufacturer. Huawei manufactures and distributes more phones than Apple, than Google. They're #2 behind Samsung. What exactly was the core of this whole story? Why exactly was Huawei banned?
This new element of the stock tumble, an arrest, the CFO of Huawei.
The CFO and her company are under scrutiny by U.S. authorities who claim that the Chinese telecoms gear maker violated U.S. sanctions on Iran.
This arrest, I think that is not going to go unanswered.
Now, the main core issue with Huawei has been concerns about its coziness with the Chinese government and fears that its equipment could be used to spy on other countries and companies. It's the reason why the US banned companies from using Huawei networking equipment in 2012, and the company was added to the US Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security entity list on May 15, following an executive order from the President Donald Trump effectively banning Huawei from US communications network. Now, Huawei said, all right, not a problem, I'm gonna go ahead and create my own operating system. So they released Arc OS. Now, for those of you who do not know Arc OS is an Android operating system, actually an operating system created by Huawei to compete with Google Android stock operating system. So Huawei decided to create their own operating system and put it on their own phones since they've been banned by the US, and also Google and Facebook, stopping them from using Google Android operating system on their phones. After they got banned, Huawei decided, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the way we do business. We will create our own operating system called Arc OS. Google runs to the US government and telling them to lift the ban on Huawei. And what was their reason? Google has warned the Trump administration that pushing ahead with sweeping export restriction on Huawei will risk compromising US national security as the American technology giant seeks to continue doing business with the blacklisted Chinese tech titan.
We're deeply concerned about the risks of allowing any company or entity that is beholden to foreign governments that don't share our values to gain positions of power inside our telecommunications networks. That provides the capacity to maliciously modify or steal information, and it provides the capacity to conduct undetected espionage.
But personally, I do not think there's any national security issues anywhere. The only thing is that Huawei is making promising moves if everything they're moving on, they're creating, were to be as successful as announced. And Google didn't want to see that because a lot of other phone manufacturers might notice the difference between the new Arc OS released by Huawei and see how effective and better that may be and move to that instead of still doing business with Google and paying them to have their operating system on their phones. What do you think is going to happen? Personally, if I was Huawei, I wouldn't come close to doing business with Google any longer. However, at the same time, we've been hearing Huawei saying how much they wanted to use a stock Android from Google. They may create a combination between the Google stock Android OS and the Arc OS, creating something unique on their upcoming phones. That's something that I think will be neat if Huawei were to come up and create something like that, something never seen, as they're innovators. They're really amazing people doing great work out there. Question of the day. What do you think Huawei is going to do now that their ban has been lifted? You let me know in the comment section below. And again, guys, if you want more videos just like this, go ahead and smack the like button on the bottom there. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. You be safe like I always say. Shalom. Bye-bye, guys.